Hi there. Today I want to walk you through the money.net platform and all that we have to offer. First, you can see my screen. Hi, I'm Big Beat, and today I'm going to show you how to get the most out of what we think is the best, cost-efficient, professional financial platform. We have leveraged artificial intelligence coupled with quality, sortable, and customizable data. We want to create a place that helps you and many others identify opportunities faster and more effectively. Come with me as I start from a scratch blank page. Very simple here. You will see the menu button in our left-hand corner. From here, you will see that I've created several views, but today we're going to create one for you as well. It's very simple. You just click Open View Templates. From here, you will see many templates already available. But in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see blank. And that's just how easy it is. From here, we can start to add components by going right back to the menu button. At the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see the word blank. This is very simple. All you do is click in it and you can change it. Let's start adding some components. The first one we all use is Quote Grid. Very simple. It's a quote grid. Now you will see we also leverage watch lists. So from the watch list here in a drop-down menu, I'm able to add any kind of watch list that I've either created or I could pull from our depository. You can see that we can look at the description, the stock, and of course, how it's done over the day. Over here in the right-hand corner is columns, where you can add and take away different things that you'd like to be interested in. Let's keep going. Portfolio monitor. We all have portfolios, very important. And you can see how quickly I added a portfolio monitor to my system. And you can see I have different groups here. I can add a group or add a symbol. I can also change the name of my portfolio. And I can also change the name of the columns. Global equity indices. And a snap quote. And all of a sudden, I started to build out a page. You will also notice in the right-hand corner a blue link. I can either link my components or modules, or I can unlink them. I can also find time and sales, which is very important. In time and sales, I can now follow in real time what that stock is doing. I can also create a ticker banner. And as you can see, we already have a ticker banner on top, but we can add more. Very simple. There's a little X button if you want to take one away. Or you could always add them with the plus button. Over here, you will see historical prices. Now we're going to take this one and layer it over our quote grid. You don't see that very many places. And of course, as traders, we are very important about making sure that we have lots of real estate. This is very simple. Here with Apple, all we need to do is change the start date and the end date, and we'll have all of the historical data in between. Options are very important. Options chain. Very simple. The right-hand corner, I'm easily able to change the dates. And we can see Apple is trading at 159.17. So we can see we're in the money and out of the money is very easily. Cross-currency rates, very important. From here, we are able to see our currencies. And our most important, as we call primary crosses, the dollar to the Japanese yen, or the dollar to the Hong Kong dollar. We also have currency quote grid. This allows us to see all of the base currency pairs to other countries, in this case, the United States, but in the dropdown, all the countries are represented. There's the euro. We can also do global commodity prices. And yield curves. And yield comparisons. In this situation, we can see the government of the United States and then their yield curve. The 1 month, the 3 month, the 6 month, all the way to the 30-year. But we also want to see other countries. And we can create a chart. Very important. And scrolls very easily. You can see that we have studies, like adding an Ichimoku cloud. Or the ability to change the type of chart. And we could have a range slider. And of course, we could also flag events. Here they had earnings. Here they paid a dividend. We can also draw on our charts. Okay, moving right along, chart grid. And this is when we want to see more than one chart, right? It's very simple. By clicking in the chart grid, we can continue to add or take away more charts. We can set that by here, columns and rows. We can do 2 columns and 2 rows. Or we can add up to 5 and 5. We can also change out the type and the time. Okay. We also have most active, which is important throughout the day, a heat map, which is important, and unusual options. Here in most active, we can take advantage of several things. For example, our watch lists. Here is the NASDAQ 100, the top 10, but maybe I want to see the top 50. I can change it by change percent, by change by dollar, or by volume. I can also sort. The biggest volume of the day here is AMD. The market heat map will also show us the same thing, except it can also show us the negative and the positives of the day. And you can click right into it and see, in this case, retail trade. And once we find an equity that we like, maybe we can look for an unusual option, sortable by symbol. And in this case, looking at AMD, we can see that there are some AMD calls and puts being placed. This also has strike, date expiry, bid and ask, volume, open interest, and vol over open interest. And of course, implied vol. All right, let's get into some of the cool stuff. Strategy Builder. This is one by Trading Central. I like to think of this as our screener on steroids. As you can see, it's by different themes or strategies, or you can just screen for yourself by clicking on screening. And you can see here, we've already got one prepared, or you can click on more criteria. Lots of criteria here for the technicals as well as financials. If you're looking for a bullish pattern, they'll pull it up for you. If you're looking for something with a low debt to equity, you can find that as well. What's interesting here is you can actually save your screeners by clicking Save Screens, Start Screening. You can also bulk edit, meaning very quickly, lots of things. And if you get lost, there's a help button. We also have technical insight. Very simple. Maybe you're looking for just a technical indicator. Gone are the days of having to do it yourself. Now you can see it laid out for you in Sparklines. Right now, these are the most bullish or popular, trending now or bearish. Or you can look at your own stock symbol. But right now, let's try stocks and ETFs. Maybe we're looking for just something with an indicator. Maybe it's something that's got a triple moving average crossover. Now we don't want the bearish ones. Let's just try for only bullish by scrolling up and clicking on only bullish under opportunity type. Maybe you want to narrow it down by industry. Maybe you want to see a bank. And in the short term, we see a few here. Once you get this down to what you like, you can also click on subscribe, and it will send you the list by email daily. You can also create alerts in the Alert Center, and you can see I already have some already produced here. You can create new opportunities by symbol, all kinds of fun stuff. Also, we can go to Panoramic View. Once again, utilizing our watch lists. And in Panoramic View, you will see that I have the watch lists up. How about Dow 30? These are the Dow 30 stocks. This is going to give you a few things. It's going to give you value, a technical score, or a news sentiment. In this case, let's look at AXP, American Express. Here is the technical score. Here is news sentiment. It'll take you right to the actual page of American Express. And you can see that here's the news feed. Here you can see the news over market price. And you can see what the topics are being discussed right now. Really cool is we can see sentiment. By the sentiment right here, you can see where the price has changed and the news has changed. Right here, you can see the subjectivity, and you can see right now, it's been pretty negative today. If you want to see the actual news, by clicking News Desk. Okay, tear sheet. We all need a tear sheet, and that is how the equity is shown. By what kind of sector, industry, and of course, all the fun financial details. And we have all of those with company financials, with getting corporate actions, and by getting earnings and estimates, and by adding earnings history. And very quickly, I've actually created a page based on Apple. You can see here, I can see the earnings reported versus the price of the stock. I can also show you all of the balance sheets, income statements, and cash flow statements under company financials. I can show you earnings history by EPS reported, by dividends per share, and I can change the periods, whether they be annual or quarterly. And you'll notice the little blue link is linked right now. So all of them will be linked to the same company. Let's get on to the news section. Market buzz. This one allows us to quickly see what is moving in the market. And I can look at it based on the news volume over the last 24 hours, 7 days, 30 days, or 90 days, or I like to see what's happening right now. And once you find an equity that you like, or you are more interested in, by clicking on it, and it'll take you back to the TC Insights page. We have it for stocks, cryptos, currencies, commodities, and indices. And if you want to zoom in, not a problem, all the way in. We also have our speed news desk. We are very proud here at Money.net of our speed news desk. It's some of the best in the business. We also have top news and streaming news. This is where most people use their news, is by streaming news. And you can see we even have very fast breaking Twitter feeds as well. You can search by keyword or by ticker. You can actually click in and see what's actually moving. And if you're interested in the actual news item, you can actually click on the news item and it'll take you right there. You can also share it on your Twitter page or on your LinkedIn page. Economic Insight is our calendar. Here it's very customizable. As you can see, I'm looking for all kinds of important data, and I can get it from anywhere in the world. Here I've clicked on United States, and I want to see low, medium, and high important calendar events. And if you're like me, I like to look in the week and plan ahead. You can see here that today, consumer credit, the actual number was 6.84 billion. The forecast was 20 billion. This was the revision numbers. You can also add this to your own calendar if it's important to you. You can see a chart of the event, a price chart, and volatility. And you can also see how it impacts other currencies. This is how it's affected the dollar yen after the last 15 minutes. You can also see an event chart of how it's happened in the past. This was what was forecasted in yellow, and this is what happened in real life. We also have an earnings calendar, an IPO calendar, and a corporate calendar. Okay, pushing right along, we also have social sentiment. This is how we know what's really trending out there, by Reddit and by Twitter. Here, you can see that this is stock trends. We also have it for crypto as well. And you can see right now, these are the stocks that are trending on Reddit. And these are what's trending on Twitter. You can also filter it by time frame or by market cap. And if you want to drill down into a sector. If you're more interested in it, we can figure out the socials overview. What's really happening right now out there. This is what's been trending by upvoting in the past 24 hours on Reddit. These are the last and live Twitter impressions over the past 24 hours. And you can see the social stock of the day here. We can also see via alerts. Right now, these are the equities that are getting the most talked about, whether that be bullish or bearish, and when it's happened. You can also look at it from the perspective of feeds. And you could also click on the feeds and see the actual stock. And what's interesting here is you can actually see the discussion activity of how it's changed from yesterday, from versus the week, or versus the month. And you can drill down all the way to the actual posts by clicking on them. You can see how many followers or how many upvotes and how many comments have already been made. We also have our ecosystem where you can chat. This is called Scalp Chat, our internal chatting system. And if you have Symphony, you can also bring your Symphony account over and post it right here by putting in your email address, your password, and your pod. Here, you can see we have several people already chatting in our own Scalp Chat. You can also have an Excel add-in, MathWorks. You can add another clock, or you can create your own alerts. Thank you for taking the time of going through this walkthrough with me. And like I always say, money.net, welcome to the future.